So let's do this video on this straight pride parade that happened yesterday. So here's my analysis of this. All right, you know, that whole straight pride parade, that's just to send a message. Just to give you some background on me, I'm not gay. I don't have an LGBT agenda. I'm not real political. You know, I don't do group-based politics. I don't do race-based politics. I try to see things as they are and pretty much just make, you know, a logical debate on it, for lack of a better word. But here's what I think of this thing. I've been going down the comments and everybody's like for this whole straight parade, you know. But let me just say this, all right? By default, every single parade is pretty much a straight parade, all right? There's a reason why they have a gay parade to begin with. It's because they're marginalized, okay? That's why they have a gay parade. But I've put up posts about other stuff, like, you know, why don't you guys have a white pride parade? You know, I'm not a white supremacist. I'm not even white. But I'm like, why don't you guys have a white pride parade? I mean, if you guys are so for this, you know, why don't you guys do something that actually is actually more relevant, like would actually show your balls, as far as, you know, we're making a statement here. We're making a statement, all right? Because I don't know what kind of statement you guys are trying to make with this parade. Don't know why it exists. Maybe you're trying to belittle gay people, social justice warriors, etc. That comes up quite a bit. That gets associated quite a bit. And this whole entire conversation is pretty much about, a lot of these people are anti-social justice warriors. Let me tell you guys this thing about social. Like, I'm not pro or against social justice warrioring. I'm not pro or against certain groups going out their way to, you know, promote their whole agenda. And reason being is that there are some groups in this country that are already protected groups. And when I say protected groups, I mean blacks, African Americans, and Jewish Americans, okay? Both these groups have their race cards. One has a race card, one has an anti-Semitic card that they use over the last 20 years. The blacks have pretty much gone what they have gone in 2019 because they've race baited, they've social justice warriored, which is pretty much the same thing as civil rights, all right? Calling somebody a social justice warrior is pretty much a way of putting them down for doing their whole civil rights thing, for their whole agenda. My argument is, if you guys aren't going to criticize African American blacks or Jewish people for having their agenda, which they push on the public for the last 20 years, all right? And if you say anything negative about them, they will go out of the way to call you racist or anti-Semitic. And they've conditioned people to think that there are consequences and stuff like that. And in a lot of cases, there are consequences to it, because apparently there are now race laws, racial hate laws. But here's the thing about it, okay? This is my argument about that whole white pride parade. If you guys aren't going to protest certain groups, if you guys are not going to protest certain groups when they have their own agenda, all right, when they go out of the way to promote their own agenda, the blacks have been promoting their own agenda for the last 20 years. The Jews have pretty much, you say anything negative about them, they're gonna call you an anti-Semite. You know, they've this country, corporations, etc., so conditioned that, okay, they never portrayed negatively on TV, on movies, etc. It's gone to the point where they only get positive portrayals because of their social justice warring for their race. And you guys didn't protest it. You guys don't have white pride parades for that. So why are you guys having straight pride parade for gay agendas? I think if you guys tolerated blacks and Jews for just constantly pushing their agenda on you guys, then you guys should just pretty much tolerate everybody. You guys should just tolerate everybody. The gays, the women's rights groups, the fat shamers, the whole entire social justice warriors. Because if you guys can't just selectively say, you know what, we're not going to bother you because there are more consequences if we bother you than if we bother this group. All right? That's why I called a lot of you guys a bunch of pussies, a lot of cowards for your statements. Like I'm going down the statement and I'm going down to the comments section, and you guys are just pro this. You guys are just pro this whole straight pride parade thing. I'm like, there are bigger fishes to fry if you guys want to fry bigger fishes, but you guys are going to avoid them because there are consequences that you guys wouldn't have if you guys went after this group, if you guys went after women's rights groups, if you guys went after illegal immigrants, if you guys went after, all these groups. All right. And that's my argument. All right. If you guys aren't going to go at everybody the same way, probably shouldn't go at anybody at all. All right. I think that should be the golden rule these days. Stop being selectively biased. Stop being selectively racist. Stop being selectively prejudicial because of whether you can get away with it more with certain groups than you can with other groups. All right. The big fish here isn't the gay groups. Okay. As far as I can tell, they're not roving around. They're not roving around in flash mob gangs, beating up on people. They're not roving around in flash mob gangs, stealing stuff from people. Okay, they're not going out and raping your women. They're not going around and setting fire to your women and raping them. They're not going around and constantly pushing their agenda in your face, and at this point you've pretty much accepted it because it's now conditioned into the population. All right. I'm not trying to be hateful towards blacks. I know there are a lot of good black people out there as well as a whole lot of bad black people, as the same way that there are in any other group, but you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, don't lie. You guys know what I'm talking about. They don't actually show this in the mainstream media, but they do show this on a whole in the news. They do make the news. All right, don't hate me for stating facts here, okay? All right, I think that gays are actually, they're hardworking. They do their thing. They don't bother you. All that stuff. They ain't going around. They're not going around beating you up. They're not going around causing issues. They're not going around burning out. They're not, none of this stuff happens. It's got no relations to you as a straight person at all. All right. And then you guys are going out of their way to do this stuff, the straight, and, don't do all this stuff, the straight pride parade garbage. Listen, and also, funny thing is, I actually have been reading comments from black commenters. I'm like, come on, seriously, you guys are actually going out of your way to criticize gay people and all these, and a lot of times it's social justice warring in general, illegal immigrants, so-called black conservatives. You guys are the biggest hypocrites on the planet. All right, let me tell you guys this. All right, all you black commenters on this that support this whole straight parade thing, you guys are a bunch of idiots. I'm going to tell you why you guys are a bunch of idiots. You guys are a bunch of idiots pretty much because if you know your own history, over the last 20 years, You guys are the biggest social justice warriors on the planet for your agenda. Civil rights, NAACP, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, all right, race baiting, race card. You guys are the ultimate in social justice warrioring, civil rights, social justice warrioring. All right, do not post your comments about how certain groups shouldn't be doing this, certain groups shouldn't be doing that, certain groups shouldn't be promoting certain things, because that makes you the biggest hypocrite around, because you guys pretty much started that whole entire stuff. Shit. All right? Along with the Jews. You guys have a race card. You know, hey, if you guys going to have a race card, the Jews going to have an anti-Semite card, anybody who wants a race card should get a race card. Anybody else who wants a race card should get a race card. All right? Stop criticizing other people. Stop doing the whole garbage, conservative garbage thing. All right? I'm probably going to put up videos on that garbage. But just stop. Okay? You guys are ridiculous. Every time I see a black conservative channel video, I'm thinking to myself, where do you guys get off with this garbage? Where do you guys get off? You guys spent the last 20 years just absolutely race baiting the hell out of this country to get where you guys are. Just race baiting the crap out of this country to get to where you guys are. And you guys are now criticizing other groups for using the same tactics that you guys use to get to where they want to be. No, guys. No, that's not the way that works. That's not the way that works. All right? You guys want to fly the flag? Fly it for everybody, or don't fly it for anybody. Don't fly that flag just for you, and then try to burn everybody else's flag down. Don't do that. All right? Don't do that. Either fly that flag for everybody, or don't fly your flag at all. Okay? All right? Keep it real.